Okay. Well, hello everyone, and welcome to the first official episode of the Book Blab. My name is Amy, and I blog at Sunlit Pages, and my co-host is Suzanne, and she blogs at Such Stuff. And we are so excited for this new series that we're starting. We decided to do a monthly book talk video series where we just talk about a variety of things. And bookish things, exactly. We both have book blogs. And so Suzanne and I met virtually probably like 2 years ago, do you think? Or not even that long?
It's been over 2 years. I mean, it was like,
oh, okay.
I've been blogging for 2.5 years, and you found me at like the beginning.
Right at the beginning. Okay.
Really
yeah. So we found each other virtually, but then over the summer we actually had the opportunity to meet in person, which was really fun. So now we're real friends and not just virtual friends. And so a couple months ago, I was kind of toying with the idea of adding some video to my blog, but I wasn't quite sure how to do that, and I was feeling a little bit scared to just be talking to the screen by myself. But then one of my friends suggested doing a blab, and that sounded a lot better because having a conversation with someone sounded nice. And I immediately thought of Suzanne because we have similar interests, similar personalities, and so anyway,
that's going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah. So we thought that we would. Well, so this series, we're planning on talking about a bunch of different things related to books. Like next month, we'll be talking about giving gifts as books with the holidays coming up. We're planning on some interviews and maybe even doing like a book club type video where we read the same book and discuss it. So it will be a lot of fun. So for those of you who are watching this live, you're welcome to comment or write a question on the right side if you want. And if we get any questions, we'll address those at the end of the show. And if not, that will be fine too. So, but we wanted to do this first video. We wanted to just introduce ourselves. So, Suzanne, why don't you go first? I've been talking a lot. So,
okay, yeah. So, right, my name is Suzanne. I currently live in Houston, Texas, and it's not my favorite place I've ever lived. So I'll say the people here are wonderful. We've loved all the people we've met. I'm not a fan of the weather. I hate humidity. Hate it, hate it, hate it. And wish we had real winters, but that's okay.
Well, good. We should come here.
I know, I should. I wish. So I am also the mother of 2 little boys. Super cute. We have an almost 4-year-old and a 1-year-old. And let's see, I am also, so on top of book blogging and motherhood, I'm also currently a master's student working on getting my master's degree in literature. So,
that's awesome. Really exciting. And you have just like a little over 1 semester left, right?
Yep, finish up this semester, and then next semester I will graduate. Yeah. Okay, Amy, take it away.
Is it my turn? Okay.
It's your turn.
Did you not want to? I guess you kind of already talked about your blog a little bit. Okay. So my name is Amy, and I live in Salt Lake City, and I love living in Salt Lake City. I actually didn't think I would. Well, I never really thought that I would live in Salt Lake, but I've loved living here. I have no desire to leave. And I really love the mountains. And it's not even that I'm an outdoorsy person, but I just find them so beautiful.
I miss the mountains so bad.
And they're just very comforting. I always feel like I'm safe with them surrounding me. So I love that. I am not a fan of winter, and so it could be worse though. Salt Lake doesn't have horrible winters. We do get a bad inversion, which I don't love, but that's the worst of it. So I've been married to my husband for 10 years, and we have 4 boys. We have a 7-year-old, 5-year-old, 4-year-old, and 18-month-old. And it's so crazy. That's another thing. I never thought I would be a mom to boys. But now that I'm in it, I just love it. It's so great. And I can't even imagine what throwing a girl into this mix would be like. So so that's great.
So all we know are boys here.
Yeah, I know. Between the 2 of us, yeah, it's all boys.
The boys. Yep.
So
which is why we need this girl time, right?
Exactly. So, and then so in college, I actually studied music and graduated in organ performance. And I still teach piano and do a little bit with that, although books have definitely taken over. And then I learned to knit this year, and I love it. I'm kind of obsessed with it. So that's been fun. And yeah.
Does it make your fingers hurt knitting?
No. Mm-mm.
No?
Not at all. No, it doesn't.
That's lucky.
So yeah, it's been great. And I have started my blog, I think it's been 3.5 years now. And just kind of, I just was writing these gigantic reviews on Goodreads, and I was just like, I really want a place that all of these reviews can live.
Yep.
That's why I started it. So, and it's been really fun. So, okay. Should we move into the question and answer portion of this video? Okay, so we thought it would be fun to ask each other some questions. We don't know what the other person is going to ask. We kind of kept that a secret, but it's nothing too awful. So, so Suzanne, go ahead and you can start.
Okay, so we're just gonna keep it nice and cool here. Start off with an easy one. Okay, Amy, what's your favorite color?
My favorite color is red. I love the color red. What?
Is there a reason or like
No, I just always loved it. Yep, it's just stuck with me. Yeah. What's your favorite color?
So it depends on the situation. Like if you were to ask me what's my favorite color to decorate with, it's probably black, white, and red, like that trio.
Yeah. Right.
Favorite color to wear is different. Blue might be the favorite color to wear. But I usually say green. I think green might, I don't know. When we play games, I'm always the green person. You know?
Oh, really?
I'm always green.
Red. Yeah.
I'm always green, so I guess.
Well, that's good. Okay. All right. So one of the questions that I wanted to ask you is, do you prefer summer or winter? And you kind of already said you miss winter. Does that mean you prefer winter or?
Okay, that's, I actually just wrote a little bit about this on my blog.
I saw it. Yeah, I saw it.
So right now that we're still in the middle of Houston's eternal summer and I'm still running air conditioning.
Wow.
I'm going to say that actually fall. Fall is probably my favorite season.
Well, you have to choose between summer or winter.
Okay, I will choose winter then. I will. Okay. I'll choose for it. I'll choose winter.
Okay.
Which is bad because I live in the land of eternal summer.
Yeah. I know. We should trade places, maybe. Maybe I would like Houston. So
only in the winter. You wouldn't like it in the summer.
It probably would get old, but yeah.
Mostly, I just like it when seasons change. I just like,
I do like the seasons. Yeah, I agree with you. I do like the seasons for sure.
Yeah. So I miss change.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, question for you now.
Okay.
In honor of Thanksgiving, what's your favorite side dish? Like traditional Thanksgiving side dish?
Oh, that is a good question. I really like mashed potatoes, so I would probably have to go with that. Although I have to say that growing up, my parents just did this tray of like cheese and olives, and I really liked that too. I really like both those things. So I kind of always looked forward to that. So yeah.
That's fun.
Okay. So if you could travel anywhere in the world, where would you go?
So like even if I've already been there or a place I haven't been?
Yeah, no, anywhere. Like
Anywhere?
if you had unlimited funds and you could just go somewhere.
Well, I mean, top of the list right now is London because it's England and it's London, and I've only sort of semi-been there once in my life, and it was 2005, the summer of 2005, and our plane landed half an hour after the bombs had gone off in the London Tube. And I was with the tour group, so we got whisked off to Paris, which was like not terrible, but we had tickets to see Les Mis on the London Theatre, and we missed out on that. And I've never been back to England since then. And I just feel like, I need England. I need to visit all those opera sites.
Yeah, for sure.
So I need to experience.
That's good.
So similar question that I have for you, a little bit different, but where is the most exotic place you've ever traveled to?
Well, so a year ago, on this very day, in 2014, I was on a plane bound for Australia.
That's right.
And, yeah, that was probably, I mean, it's not that Australia is even so different from the US because, same language and I don't know, a lot of it is similar, but it was just so far away. So it really felt like we were, went out of our way to be, I went really far away from our kids and from where we
everything
were comfortable with. Yeah, but it was a fantastic trip. It was so fun. I'm kind of sad that we can't just go again, but
Australia is definitely on my bucket list. Someday.
I would definitely recommend going. It was so great. So, okay, next question. Let's see. Oh, this is one I always ask people because I find that my answer is usually different from everyone else's. So I'm wondering about you. So if you're going out to eat, do you want to go somewhere that you've never been before, or would you rather go to a tried and true, you're going to like it place?
Tried and true.
That's what everyone always says. But I'm the opposite. I would much rather go to a new place because I
like going to new places. It's fine, but if I'm picking, I want to make sure that it's, something I love.
I know. That's what a lot of people say. For me, I feel like when I go out to eat, it's not even as much about the food as the experience. And so I want to go to a new place. So I have a new memory. I feel like if I keep going to the same places, I can't differentiate between them like over time. So I like to go to a new place so that then that kind of stands out in my brain. It feels more worth the money to me than eating food I already know I like.
Oh, well, you should know that Houston has like hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of restaurants. And that's like the only thing to do here. When
really?
We go out to eat.
Yeah.
Go out to eat, see NASA, and see alligators.
Yeah.
That's kind of
alligators. Are there alligators there?
Oh, yeah.
I didn't realize alligators there. I mean, I've never been there, so didn't know that. Crazy.
And stuff here. But yeah, food, places. Okay. All right. So considering that you are an organ major and a piano teacher, I am curious to know, what kind of music do you like to listen to and or play? Like, what kind of music do you like to play?
Well, I mean, when I play, I usually either play classical music or like hymn arrangements or something. But listening, I feel like I'm much more eclectic. I I like lots of different things. But I'm not really, I never know who like the most popular artists are or the current artists. I never know them. So I guess in that way, it's not that I don't mind listening to current music. I just feel like I don't very often. So growing up, I loved listening to musicals. That was probably my favorite. I loved listening to music from like the 40s and 50s and musicals. So, and I still like that too.
So do you have a favorite song? That might be a hard question.
On the piano, just that I've played, probably Clair de Lune by Chopin. But yeah, I'm trying to think. I really like Michael Bublé, just that style of music.
Sounds like we have pretty similar music taste.
Yeah, really? I'm not surprised.
Shocking. Huh?
Yeah, I know. Okay, so what is your favorite household chore? Just around the house. What would you like to do? Like if you and your husband are like it's Saturday morning and you're trying to decide what you're going to do, what are you going to like call for? What are you going to ask to do?
So, I mean, if I can do it with earbuds in, I like dishes. I like doing the dishes. I don't often get to do it with earbuds in. I usually have someone talking to me the whole time.
Oh, I know.
But I mean, I actually do enjoy, well, if anyone has been following my blog, I enjoy decluttering.
Right. That is true.
Actually.
I know. You should come to my house next. I just need some moral support as I'm doing it.
Yeah, and just throwing things out and throwing them away. It's so cathartic.
Right.
Okay. See, how many more questions do we want to do?
Let's each do maybe two more.
Two more. Okay. All right. So let's think. When you have, okay, so this is not chores, but when you have time to yourself, just you alone, what's your favorite thing to do? Like me time thing to do? Don't say reading. You got to pick something else.
I was going to say, is reading, because that would be my first choice.
Okay, so number two. What's number two?
So probably, knitting has been very fun for me, and I can do it while I listen to an audiobook. So that's been really fun. Really, I'm boring. When I'm by myself, like I like to go on a walk. I like to just enjoy the quiet, and I'm really boring by myself. So yeah, if I'm just given like an afternoon and I can do anything, it would be read, knit, maybe go on a walk, and just sit and think. So, yeah.
I love it.
So what would you do if you?
That's not reading. What would I do? What would I do that's not reading?
I know, it's a hard question. It's totally hard. I'm like, I wouldn't go shopping. I wouldn't cook. Yeah. I wouldn't watch a movie.
Well, you know what I actually would do is write. I would write.
Oh, yeah. I might do that too, actually. I'm sure that would be part of what I would do. Yeah.
Do you enjoy writing?
Yeah. Okay. Are you an early riser or a night owl? If you could choose, like if it's not like.
I know. I used to think, I still think I am an early bird, an early riser. You know, I like through high school and college, I was always at 5:30 or earlier. Like, I don't know. I felt like I functioned better in the morning. I totally felt like I was a morning person. And then I married my husband, and he's a night owl. And it is like, I don't know. I don't know if it's him or if it's the kids or what, but I struggle with mornings now.
Yeah.
Although I still think of myself as a morning person.
Yeah. So you would probably prefer, like, you like the way it feels to get up early if you haven't had a late night.
Yeah. If I'm not sleep deprived, I do like early mornings. And I do not like early mornings when kids are awake. Those just make me crazy.
Yep. Totally agree. That's why I get up early, actually, is so I can just start the day by myself without anyone. So
my kids can be early risers sometimes. So
yeah,
not my favorite.
That's the same here too. Yep, totally.
Okay, one final question for you.
Mm-hmm.
Dog person or cat person?
That was one of my questions for you. Okay, I actually don't like animals, really. So I wouldn't choose either.
So no pets. You don't do pets.
Well, okay, here's the thing. My husband is a cat person. He loves cats.
Really? Mike's a cat person?
Yes, very much so.
I never would have guessed that.
So I know, but he is. And my kids last year, they all asked for a cat for Christmas. And we did not give them a cat. But then when Max had his birthday and turned 5, we did get a cat. So we now own a cat. And it's not too bad because he leaves me alone. And so for the most part, I'm happy.
Okay with that?
Like he's a very good cat as far as cats go. But I will never ask him to sit on my lap, and I will never pet him ever. So it's just the way it goes. But what about you? Which would you prefer?
I'm terribly allergic to cats, so not a cat person.
Right.
Not a cat person at all. I am mildly allergic to dogs, but I do like them. If I had to choose, I would prefer dogs. But I keep going back and forth on this. I hate pet hair. Like inside the house. I hate pet hair inside the house. Hate it. Which makes me like never ever want to own an animal at all. Just not at all. But I'm also like, nature, and it's good for kids to be exposed to animals. So I guess someday if we ever have a house and a yard, we'll probably get a dog.
Yeah.
Never a cat. We'll never have a cat.
Yeah. Well, sometimes I wish I were allergic because then I would have an excuse not to have either. But it's okay. I'm dealing with it. So, okay. Well, that's probably a good question to end on since we both had it on our list. Okay, so now it's time for our book recommendation segment. So every month we are going to choose a topic and each recommend a book on that topic. And since it's November and we're getting ready for Thanksgiving, we thought this would be the perfect month to share a book about food. And I have to say that almost every November I read a book about food, a food memoir or, a cookbook. You are
so good at that seasonal reading thing.
I know. I love it. And it just always feels so comforting to me to be like reading. In fact, so just a couple of days ago, I started My Life in France by Julia Child. Mm-hmm. So yeah. So there's my seasonal
good reading. Mm-hmm.
Yep. But so tell us about your book, Suzanne.
All right. So the book I'm recommending, I actually read this last year in either late October, early November. I can't remember. But it's called Bread and Wine by Shauna Niequist. And I feel like there's a lot of books in this genre where it's like memoirish and kind of about food and hosting and the essay-ish, and each chapter is just a separate little essay, and then at the end of each chapter is a recipe. Well, at the end of most chapters is a recipe. Anyway, I really, really liked this book. I liked how she talked about food and the community that it creates, and having people into your home and feeding them and nourishing your family. And it's kind of I grew up with a mom and a grandma who were all about food, feeding people. When people come over, you are well fed. That is
right.
And that is how you show your love for people, is by feeding them good food. And so I really liked her writing style. Loved a couple of her recipes. They've now entered my rotation. So it's a good book. Awesome. It's really good. All right, what's your book?
Well, that one has been on my list for a long time. And so that was going to be my book that I read this month. Like, I'd already planned it out months in advance. And then I went to check it out from the library, and our library didn't own a copy of it. And I was just so disappointed. And so I filled out a request form, and they're buying it. So
well, yeah, I know it's released by kind of a smaller publisher.
Right.
So I don't think,
it wasn't on the radar.
But I did my husband ended up getting it for me for Christmas.
That's nice.
It's one that's worth revisiting, worth rereading. Yeah, I feel like, for me at least. Mm-hmm.
Right. So hopefully I'll be reading it soon. But the book I'm recommending, and I have it, is Garlic and Sapphires by Ruth Reichel. And this book was just so enjoyable to me. So Ruth Reichel, she was the restaurant critic for the New York Times in the 90s. And before she was the critic for the New York Times, she was the critic for the Los Angeles Times. So when she got the new job, several months before she started it, people were recognizing her on airplanes, and just, her picture had already been posted up through all the restaurants in New York. And she didn't like that, because she was really planning on having it be a very honest, like, she wanted to give people honest feedback and an honest critique, so that the average person would know what to expect from a restaurant. And she knew that wouldn't happen if they were rolling out the red carpet for her and giving her special treatment. And so she took on these elaborate disguises so that they wouldn't know who she was. And it is just fascinating. I mean, she goes as an old lady. She goes as her mother. She goes as this very beautiful blonde. She goes as this outgoing redhead. And it wasn't just like slapping on a wig. Like, she would go to makeup artists, and she just took this personality upon herself that was she would become that person, basically.
So, and this is all based on, like, her real life. These are true stories.
Yes, right? This is real.
Like, in fact, funny. The premise here is just hilarious. In fact,
she said that I think it was her editor had talked to her, or someone I can't remember. Someone told her, you should write a book. And she's like, oh, I don't have any good ideas for fiction. I could never write that. They're like, tell about your real life. Your real life is better than fiction. And she did. But she, besides just this fascinating story, the way she writes about food, you can see why she was a critic for so long. Like, she makes everything sound amazing and good. I can remember reading it, and she was talking about the squid ink on some entree, and that sounded good to me. I was like, I want to try that. So she's just really a great author, and she just had a new book come out, I think last month or the month before, and I want to get my hands on that too, because it sounds great. So
now, she wrote Delicious, didn't she?
Now, that one is fiction.
It is.
That's a novel. Yeah. Have you read it?
I've read that one, and I liked it. But I had gotten the two confused, Garlic and Sapphire. So I went into
so you thought it was
a true story, and then, like, halfway through, I was like, "There's no way that this."
Anyway, that's funny.
That would be disappointing. It's definitely on my list. So I need to
definitely read
it. Need to read it.
Good. Yeah.
So okay. This is a lot of fun.
Yeah, this was. I can't wait to do it again.
Right. And we want to thank all of our viewers who joined us tonight for our first episode. Hope you guys enjoyed it too. I certainly had a lot of fun. So we have recorded this, and we're going to be posting them to both of our blogs. So for all of our viewers who aren't here with us, who see this in the future, we're going to have all these episodes archived. So hopefully within the next few days, I'm not going to say tomorrow, but at some point, we'll have the videos up on our blogs with some show notes. And once again, just for any new viewers, I'm Suzanne. You can find me at suchstuffbooks.com, and Amy, our lovely host, you can find at sunlitpages.com. And we're hoping this will be our new monthly thing. So we'll be back next month with another fun and exciting show.
Yep. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.